The album I'm about to do today is Ice Cube with his third studio album, The Predator, which was released in 1992 on Priority Records. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just looking for my phone right now. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Alright. That was awkward, but fuck it. So yeah, this is Ice Cube with his third studio album, The Predator, 1992. The reason why I chose April 29th as this date, as you guys should know, April 29th was like the beginning of, the LA riots. And I find it kind of interesting how, believe me, I planned this out like as far back as like mid-February that I was gonna do it on this date. And with all the shit that's happening now with this whole protest for people, coronavirus going through this like protest and whatnot, how they should, like, these people should reopen up their states and whatnot. I just kind of found that I find it interesting how I'm doing it at this particular time and whatnot too. So yeah, here it is. And this album, like you guys should know, was recorded at the height of the LA riots and definitely had that feeling of the LA riots and shit like that too. So here it is. Singles this album is known for. It came out with, I want to say, 3 singles, and those are Wicked, It Was a Good Day, and Check Yourself. Um, Guest appearances include Don Jaguar, Lil Russ, and Das Effects. Producers include Ice Cube, he's the executive producer. You have DJ Pooh, very dope producer, very underrated West Coast producer right there. You got Sir Jinx, again, another one of Ice Cube's longtime producers. I want to say he's Dre's cousin, Sir Jinx. I always get him mixed up, but Torture Chamber, dope name, and DJ Muggs. Yes, the same DJ Muggs, Cypress Hill's DJ Muggs and whatnot. Very dope producer. Yeah, this was like the first album he worked with Ice Cube. Made some of his best beats. Just spoiler alert on this project. Yeah. Alright, so the last album I already did reviews on America's Most Wanted, and I've done a review on Death Certificate years back. So after the release of Death Certificate, he was going through a lot of controversy. He was like going through a lot of controversy because of the fact that many people found the lyrics to Death Certificate to be anti-Semitic. They found, and also around the time too, a lot of that controversy came from like songs like Black Korea, No Vaseline, and I mentioned Black Korea because the subject matter of the Asian killing like a black person, whatnot. A lot of people say that that was the official start of the LA riots, not the Rodney King beatings. Even though the Rodney King beatings had a little effect on it too. So yeah, and so around the time 1992, he was like very busy. He had just, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, he had written a few tracks for Delta Funky Homo Sapien for his "I Wish My Brother George Was Here" album. Then he assembled his own group, the Lynch Mob. They dropped the Gorillas in the Mist album like a month or two before this album was released. Um, Very dope album. I love that album. That was the only album from them that Ice Cube produced and shit from them too. Also, he was also working with Yo Yo for that Black Pearl album, which very dope album as well too. Very underrated album. In my opinion, Black Pearl is Yo Yo's best album, but we'll save that conversation for another day. So 1992 was like a very busy year for Cube. He was also performed at Lollapalooza '92 and shit like that, and he starred in a movie called Trespass with Ice T. Around that time too. So yeah, '92 was like a very busy year, and at the height of it all, the LA riots was happening. LA riots was still happening or whatnot, and Q pretty much poured his whole frustration out with this project right here. Um, yeah, very very dope album cover right here. This definitely has a very dark, grimy feel towards it and shit like that. Love this shit. And this is actually the OG copy of the Predator because I know if people get the 2003 reissue, the 2003 issue contains the Check Yourself remix, which the remix is the one with the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 sample and stuff. Also has the It Was a Good Day remix too. So yeah, man. So this is the album cover right here. We got Q chilling with the like lynch mob and shit. Of course, we got the credits here too. Another dope grimy picture of Cube right there. So, alright, so 16 tracks. Y'all should know what I'm about to do. Track number 1, we got a track called the First Day of School intro. Very, very, very dope intro, whatnot. Nice way to begin the album. And stuff like that. Yeah, man. Very dope track right here. I think the thing I mostly got from this intro is, hold on, right quick. Something's up on my laptop. Hold on. Just replying to a quick email and shit, but. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about that. So, the intro pretty much, it samples the movie American Me, to be exact. It samples the movie American Me, and I think when they made the first day of school, it's pretty much like the first day of prison, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guess that's when, and I guess pretty much when it comes to prison, I think when he used that sample is the fact that a lot of you guys should know that a lot of African Americans are filling up prisons, or sometimes they're wrongfully mass incarcerated or whatnot, and so that's why he uses that as like a little metaphor or whatnot. So I definitely found that to be a very dope message right there. Track number 2, When Will They Shoot? Very dope track. Very 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 dope track. This was produced by all three, DJ Pooh, Bobcat, and Ice Cube. Yeah, man. One thing I got from this track right here is the fact, like, he's just like letting his whole frustrations out, with the LA riots and stuff like that. And then, it has lyrics about how, people say that, the cops are here to protect us, but at the same time, the cops, they're also here to, like, cause the most trouble and whatnot, always causing the most trouble, and, always causing more harm than good. And that's one thing I got from that. I got from that track right there. I love the uses of the samples. He used the Bob James sample. I love the Queen sample that he used too, which I found very dope. Um, don't really hear a lot of Queen samples like in hip hop and shit like that, which is kind of interesting. This is one lyric where he says, "They killed JFK in '63. They killed JFK in '63. So what the fuck you think they'll do to me? But I'm an OG and I bust back, boom boom, bust back, boom boom, peel a cap, boom boom, give me room in the fire of the sun. Hear the Mac come, hear the black come, watch Jack run." Like, I just love the way he definitely said those lines right there and shit like that. Just his whole aggression on that fucking track is amazing. Very dope track right here. Track number 2 is I'm Scared insert, which pretty much this is like a skit where it's talking about how people are very like offended by Ice Cube's rhymes and stuff like that. Like, why he's so angry, stuff like that. Question why he's so angry and whatnot. So that's what I got from that. Track number 4, Wicked, featuring Don Jaguar. One of my all-time favorite Ice Cube songs. Just goes in. That beat is just hard as fuck. Like, it was produced by Torture Chamber. It was produced by him. The video was dope too. Just has Ice Cube in it. Um, Red Hot Chili Peppers appeared in the video just smashing shit. But the song kind of caught some controversy because it's been said that he actually bit the song from a King's Son. That's from what I've read about and shit like that over the years. They said he bit the song from King's Son. I forgot the exact song. I might have to find a link and post it. I forgot the exact song, but yeah, that's just one thing I peeped from that. Also, Korn actually did a cover of this song too, which very interesting too. Like this is back when Korn, 90s Korn and shit like that. Like the first maybe 3 albums were my favorites from Korn. I want to say, but yeah, that's Wicked, very 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 dope track. Track number 5. Now I Gotta Wet Ya. I love that beat right there. Um, with this track, he's talking about a lot of things. For one, he's giving his frustrations out, in the Rodney King trial and whatnot. But also, he's talking about how he's talking about gangbangers as well too, and shit like that. How gangbangers are always like disrupting their own communities and shit like that. Yeah, and then he feels that if they claim that they're trying to protect their own neighborhood, how come they don't try to make their own communities good, better and stuff like that? Like the line where he says, "You in danger, Mr. Gangbanger. It ain't cool to take candy from a stranger. With your drive-bys, it took time to catch you, but now I gotta wet you," and shit like that. So pretty much that's the gist of what he's talking about or whatnot. Yeah, very, very, very dope. And regarding like the whole Rodney King trial, he said this line where he says, where's the line? 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 Okay, okay. He said, "Motherfuck the jury and whoever love him. Why you have to leave it to Beaver? Now I'm chasing Beaver's ass with the cleaver, with the swing, 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 and the chop, chop, chop. Get the mop, nigga, cause tonight we're having chopped liver." Very dope, very, very, very dope. Wordplay with that and shit like that. I love that beat. DJ Muggs actually produced that track too, so that's like one of my favorite tracks off this album. Um, Track number 6, "The Predator," the title track of the album. This was produced by DJ Pooh. In my opinion, this is actually my favorite track. It's kind of my favorite tracks are kind of like it's a two-way tie, but if I have to give this song a slight edge, for one, very, very, very brilliant usage of the Johnny Guitar Watson Superman Lover sample. And the way he uses this DJ Pooh used the sample, it's like he made it like more darker and whatnot, kind of like more like kind of way they filtered it a little bit. I don't know how they did, but it was just something kind of different compared to how other cats use that sample and shit like that. So yeah, man, Ice Cube just on his rawest form throwing shots at cops cops that beat Rodney King and shit like that. Threw some shots at the Billboard's editor because the reason why he threw shots at the Billboard editor was the fact that they said when regarding like the review of Death Certificate, they said that it crossed the line, and I quote, "It crossed the line that divides art from the advocacy of crime." And that's one thing about the Death Certificate album because with the heavy controversy, the anti-Semitic controversies that it was going through, Cube kind of felt like it took away from what the true message of the album was. And so I guess with this album, he kind of pretty much came out harder with this album and whatnot. So that's one thing I got from that. All right, so I love this fucking song right here. The line where he says, "Coming with the shit that'll hit, steady mobbing, 'cause the flavor's good. There goes the neighborhood, nigga with the third album. How come he don't fall off? Rolling with the sawed off. God turned the page of the chapter, caught up in the rapture. But Anita, she can get the Peter. Eat 'em up, yum, and your Florida motherfuck Billboard and the editor. Here comes the Predator." Like, very, very dope. I love like the double entendre I think of like the way he used a double entendre with that, but Anita line, as he said, like caught up in the rapture. Anita Baker having that song, and of course, with the Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas controversy that happened like in '91 too. So very clever wordplay with that track. Yeah, that's The Predator. Very, very dope track. My favorite song off this album. Track number 7, It Was a Good Day. I think it's safe to say that this is Ice Cube's signature song. It's probably like my third favorite song off this album. I mean, this is pretty much like, it's something different from Ice Cube to begin with, because his previous songs had like a very aggressive tone, whereas with this track right here, it's like he's kind of like wanting like a very good day in the hood. Like no one pulls out the guns, no drama, just everyone's having like a very chill day. When it comes to this track right here, he's waking up to like a very good breakfast. Um, then he goes play ball with his homeboys and shit like that. Chills out with his friends. Gets some pussy and whatnot. And it's just a very calm, relaxing day in the hood and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like when one listens to this track, and like in retrospect, it kind of has a very tragic tone in a way too, because just like the way how the song ends and stuff, it's just like, what the fuck am I thinking about? You know what I'm saying? Because every fucking day, there's always shit going down and whatnot, and so it's crazy because the first verse of this track, he actually got a Source Hip Hop quotable in the April 1993 issue of that. So big up to that. But me personally, I kind of prefer the third verse and shit like that. Like I switch with lines like, woke her up around 1. She didn't hesitate to call Ice Cube the Top Gun. Drove her to the pad and I'm coasting. Took another sip of the potion, hit the 3-wheel motion. I was glad everything had worked out. Dropped her ass off and then chirps out. Today was like one of them fly dreams. Didn't even see a berry flashing those high beams. Like, I just love the way he was flowing on that fucking verse and whatnot. And it's another interesting trivia about this song too. In an interview Ice Cube did about this track, he said that he always liked to end his concerts with this track right here, because the fact that with a lot of his songs, like he solo wise and some of his NWA songs and whatnot, has a very aggressive tone, and he doesn't want the crowd leaving mad because they'll start fighting and whatnot. So he wants to end it off in a very positive note, which I kind of felt like that was very, very dope. I like the way he did that and shit like that. So yeah, very, very, very dope track. I love It Was a Good Day. Also, finally, one more thing. They did have a remix to this track, like I mentioned earlier. It uses the Staple Singers sample, which it was cool, but me personally, I kind of prefer the OG version. That's just me personally. So yeah, It Was a Good Day. Next track, we got track number 8. We Had to Tear This Motherfucker Up. My opinion, next to The Predator, this is actually my favorite song off this album. DJ Muggs, that fucking producer, he's a fucking monster on the beats. That fucking beat, that dun 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 dun, like very, very dope. It's pretty much embodying like the LA riots. Just talking about the LA riots in full display. Like Ice Cube just goes in on this fucking track. Like I like lines like, I got a Mac 10 for Officer Wynn. Damn his devil ass need to be shipped back to Kansas in the casket, crew cut faggot. Now he ain't nothing but food for the maggots. Like woo. And Officer Wynn, Timothy Wynn was just one of the 4 police officers, that assaulted Rodney King and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the officers' names just to let y'all know. And while I'm doing that, with this track right here, it's just, in my opinion, out of all the songs based on the LA riots, this is the song, the best description of the song, the best song period. Next to Dr. Dre's The Day the Niggas Took Over, which from the Chronic album. Again, very, very, very dope album too. And the officers who beat Rodney King were Lawrence Powell, Stacy Coon, okay, Timothy Wynn, and Theodore Brisano. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me, of that Living Color skit that happened, like I think the fourth season when Jim Carrey portrayed Stacy Coon too. It's a very funny Living Color skit, but yeah, very very dope track. Like I said, one of my favorite Ice Cube songs. Period. Mm. All right. So now we at "Fuck 'em" insert, where pretty much when it comes to this track right here, "Fuck 'em" insert, it's like just saying fuck him to all of his haters and whatnot. How he's still doing his thing. He's still doing his thing and whatnot. After this like lady interviewed him, she interviewed him pretty much about how the Crips and the Bloods got together, for the LA riots, and how if his music is considered misogynistic and whatnot. So yeah, I felt like that was a pretty dope insert. And it leads into Dirty Mac. This was produced by Mr. Woody, and it's very distinct, very distinctive track. Um, I don't know if this is true. I've heard a lot of rumors, but I've heard rumors that Dale the Funky Homo Sapien helped write this track and Gangsta's Fairy Tale 2. I don't know if it's true. Somebody can mention that in the comment section, but ain't nothing wrong with that because Cube helped him on the what's the fucking album? I Wish My Brother George Was Here album. Hmm. I swear to God, Green Tea is the shit. I'm sorry, but yeah. So with this track right here, it pretty much tells a story about how he's seen he's chilling with this girl and whatnot, and he's chilling with this girl, and next thing you know it, she fucking sets him up. She fucking sets him up and whatnot, and then motherfuckers had him tied up and shit. Hold on. Pause. Yeah, got. Oh fuck. Okay. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. I kind of got my notes mixed up. That was for the next song. Excuse me about that. But yeah, with Dirty Mac, I kind of got this like with. It's to me, it's kind of like the Who's the Mac 2, like a kind of like the same vein of Who's the Mac 2. Very very like this song right here. Throwing throwing more shots at Billboard magazine and whatnot. So yeah. And now continuing on with Don't Trust Them. Yeah, with Don't Trust Them, like we heard tracks like this before, like where a female sent a nigga up, and even Ice Cube had a track like this. We know with the track "You Can't Fade Me" off America's Most Wanted, and so it's kind of interesting how he throws homage to the line the Velvet DeVoe Poison line, like you can't trust a big butt and a smile, and so like he meets this girl at a club, and the girl sets him up and whatnot, and had him like robbed and tied up and shit like that too. So yeah, man, very very dope track. Interesting how he sampled. I think he uses the Steely Dan sample with this track right here. And I find that kind of interesting because with Steely Dan, they're very particular about who they let sample their music. And so, because you guys know the story with Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, y'all should know that story and stuff like that. And if y'all don't know, in 1997, Lord Tariq and Peter Guns came out with that track, Uptown Baby Deja Vu, which uses the sample of I want to say Black Cow from the Asia album. I want to say, and Steely Dan pretty much sued them, and not only they sued them, but they got rights to their whole publishing. So, like I said, and so I just find that a little interesting and whatnot. So, and I think the only other artist I know that samples Steely Dan, because I know other artists sample them too, but I know MF Doom sampled them, De La Soul and shit. So, yeah. Alright, next track, Gangsta Fairy Tale 2 featuring Lil Russ. In my opinion, I kind of like this one a tad bit better than the first Gangsta's Fairy Tale. And the reason why I say that is because like with the beat has definitely like a more laid back appeal where you can really just engage with the whole storytelling with Ice Cube and shit like that. So yeah, I definitely very, very, very like this track. Love it. Um, and it's kind of interesting because there's actually one line I do like from this track too, where he says, "Hold on." Little boy blue is out of Folsom. Now them three little pigs gonna roast him. Driving down Sesame Street and I bet that little motherfucker's out fucking Smurfette. Ain't saw the wolf yet, but ain't no doubt they'll catch his ass slipping out his grandma's house. Like, you guys get the point pretty much and shit like that. So track number 13, Check Yourself, featuring Das Effects. Just to clarify this with y'all, this is not the remix with the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 sample. This is the OG version that was produced by both Cuban Mugs. Das Effects is like on the intro and the chorus and stuff too. So yeah, very, very, very cool track. I actually prefer the OG over the remix. Like nothing against the remix, but like the OG just definitely captures that fucking album and stuff too. So, and if you guys like the remix, it's included in the 2003 reissue and onwards. So yeah, just throwing it out there. Track number 14, Who Got the Camera? Again, another dope track. This time like with this one right here, he's talking about how he's just in the highway, he's in the motorist in the highway and then he gets pulled over by the police and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And while he's getting attacked by the police, he's begging somebody to like, where's the camera to film this shit and whatnot. So and it's kind of crazy because he's saying like, goddamn, nobody got a Panasonic. And Panasonic, if y'all camera heads and shit like that, that was like a big camera back company back in like the 90s and stuff like that. I remember my dad used to have a Panasonic back in the day and shit like that. So yeah, very, 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 very dope track. Very relatable track too, cause like especially like in this day and age with like a lot of police brutality, you know, it just takes one motherfucker to just film them with a camera and shit like that. So track number 15, we got Integration. It's he pretty much samples Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan together. Very, and also a little side note with Gangsta's Fairy Tale. The girl on the song, like I think in between like the verses was actually Regina King, believe it or not. So yeah, just throwing that shit out there. Yeah, so he just saying with this track right here, he's sampling Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan too. So just on like a black man in a racist society and stuff like that too, and this is how integrated America can be and shit. So yeah, definitely a very dope track. And the last track off this album is Say Hi to the Bad Guy. Again, like another track where just talking about the LA riots. And it's kind of interesting, ironically, how both Dr. Dre the Chronic and Ice Cube's the Predator, both both of their final tracks on like the OG copy of the albums use that same P Funk sample and shit too. So yeah, man, very, very nice way to end off the album. Overall, this is a very, 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 very dope album. It's a classic album by many. And this album actually made history too because it was actually the first, not just the first hip hop album, but the first album to actually top both the R&B and the pop charts too. It debuted at number one. So yeah, this is a very historic album, and it's actually Ice Cube's best-selling album to date, which is another plus for Ice Cube and shit too. So yeah, this is a very interesting album. I love how grimy this album is, how dark it is. I feel like compared to America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate, This is actually his most darkest album. And that's saying a lot because both of those albums had their sense of darkness too and shit, you know. Excuse me. And so with this track right here, and with this album right here, is just like just fully displaying how injustice our people face. Just fully talks about the LA riots, Rodney King and whatnot, and a lot of these issues that he's talking about on this album still reign today too, and stuff like that. Especially if you forward like within the past decade with like the Black Lives Matter movement and shit too. So yeah, very cool album. But it always kind of puzzled me how this is actually his best-selling album, but a lot of motherfuckers sleep on this album saying that after death. I know it's crazy because I know a lot of fans say after Death Certificate that's when he started falling off, and I'm just like y'all bullshit because I just feel like with this album and Lethal Injection, which that review is coming very soon. I just feel like with those albums, it's just basically Ice Cube at his rawest form. Like Ice Cube definitely steps his pen game up and whatnot. He was just at his angriest with those two albums. Then it's not to discredit America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate because with those albums right there, if I was to pick any of those four albums, I would pick both America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate to replay over Predator and Lethal Injection, and that's not denying anything because his first four albums, a lot of MCs were killed to have, in my opinion. And so with this album right here, I just felt like a lot of people were maybe dismayed by Q, talking about the LA riots and, exposing white America, exposing white America to how injustice, the cops can be, even though they don't go to that themselves and shit like that. So yeah, it's a very dope album. Love this album to date. Yeah, man. I would give this a 5 mics. Definitely a 5 mic album. Um, this album, this album right here should definitely be included when you talk about Ice Cube and whatnot. Like, I would probably put some even in my top 10 hip hop albums of '92. Top 10 hip hop albums of '92 too and shit like that. Cause yeah, this album is definitely one of my favorites from Ice Cube. Yeah. Alright. So that's Ice Cube with the Predator. Yeah, very, 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 very dope album. Y'all should definitely check out. Um, just to let y'all know, this upcoming Friday is a very, very good album we are going to review. And it might be a surprise to y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me find an album. I'm gonna review this album again. Me trying Ash gonna review this album again and shit like that. It's coming this Friday. Let's say Friday 8 o'clock. I want to say. So yeah, see how my opinion changed on this album because I know I reviewed this album a while back. I want to say like 2013, 2014. So yeah, there you go. And also just to let y'all know, let me fix my shit up. Shit. Just to let y'all know that I'm still working on the beef episode. It's taking me a little longer than expected and shit like that. So be on the lookout for that episode coming up. Hopefully by next weekend. Hopefully. Alright, let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's here. Yo, what's up, Christian? What's up, Sam? What's up, Try? Oh shit, where you see him perform at, Try? And I still like the fact that he's still cool with Dub C and whatnot. Yeah, Peter Guns, man. Yeah, he's in Love and Hip Hop. Oh shit, gotta love that show. You said you loved the first Puffy album, Sam? Yeah. I don't know if I would say I love it. Just stay tuned for what I'll say about it. But one thing, it's no forever. One thing for that. So let's be grateful about that. Speaking of forever, it's been also a good while since I've done a trash review too. So yeah, I gotta definitely see what trash albums I gotta see and stuff like that. Um, what else is going on? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. Thank y'all so much for watching this shit. Thank y'all so much for watching this shit. I cannot wait till this Friday to review this Puffy album. Definitely can't wait. And I'm gonna end it off right here because I'm gonna let my webcam charge up a little bit. You say he performed at Brooklyn. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. I need to get my hands on some Dub C and Mass. I need to still get my hands on some Dub C and Mass Circle albums and shit. West Coast Legend. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish it up. I got a lot of schoolwork to handle. So here you guys know, Ice Cube, The Predator, 1992, must have in your collection. And you guys should easily find this album. It's still in the store, it's still in print. So yeah, as usual, this is your boy Reg here. Um, you said would I review more De La Soul album? Yeah, Sam. I really wanted to get some of the albums too, cause I know I wanna talk about the AOI Bionics album one day and shit like that. So I only want to get the physicals of those. But if you, I don't know if you've seen or not. I reviewed the first four albums on my channel, so just go on my channel and search it, and you should see it. So, all right. So, how you guys make sure y'all have a good night, and make sure y'all definitely stay safe.